Thanks for watching. It's a special day for basketball fans. The All-Star Game, best of the East against best in the Western Conference. And we are proud to bring it to you right here on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for the West All-Stars, they've got LeBron James. Steph Curry's out there with Harden. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Durant in at the small forward position.
And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand, the biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
And we've got a collection of the greatest players in the world here. I mean, and playing in an event where they can really let it all hang out.
And that's exactly why we always come away with such great memories. I mean, because they really do try to give the fans as many highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
Now here's Curry. Now the dish to Harden. Back to Curry, and stolen by Thomas. Fires for three. The shot no good. The West All-Stars will go the other way with it. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. If Coach had any butterflies in his stomach about coaching the All-Stars, he didn't let any of it come out. He said it was for the fans, and even though he's in charge of the best players in the NBA, his only coaching advice was to go out and have fun. Guys?
All right, Doris.
In the first half of his season, boy, how special has it been? He has been on a rampage.
Yeah, and he's got tremendous talent, and when he's fully healthy and engaged, I mean, he's really impossible to stop. That's what we've been seeing this year from him.
Harden's shot is off. On defense, the West All-Stars. Launches a three. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Wall. 8 points for Freak.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
LeBron, that's a two-pointer. He squares up and sinks it.
And as usual, neither team really grinding too hard at the defensive end.
And I think that's okay in this event. I mean, I say the more highlights, the better.
Now here's Wall. That's good. Wall's got his first 2 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Harden outside. Passes it to Durant. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Durant's got a couple of threes now in the first for the West All-Stars. Durant's gone 2 for 2 so far from 3. Thomas a screen on Curry. Wall wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. Wall's got 5.
I know we never see a lot of defense in these games, but tonight we're not seeing any.
Simply call it a free-for-all. I mean, you want the guys to have fun out there, but it would be nice to see some effort put into the defensive end of the floor.
Thomas dishes the Wall. Here's Horford. Here's Thomas. The shot misses. Great D that time from James. And here's the West with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Outside Curry. Outside for Durant. And it's the East with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Thomas passes to Horford. The kick out to Irving. And there's the feed to Thomas. Inside, Anthony using his post moves to get the 2 points. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
James, no good.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Curry against Wall. Curry attacking. No good. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance. All with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Thomas kicks to Anthony. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
A big group substitution here for the East. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Horford. Millsap comes in for Anthony. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving. And Walker subbed in for John Wall. From about 16, it's rebounded by Leonard.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
Now, here's Lillard. Back to Hayward. Shot clock at 5. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Shot's good. Millsap's got himself on the board with 3 there.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
36 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lillard attacking to the middle. Here's Gasol. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Dwight Howard. West All-Stars shooting their first free throws here tonight. That free throw good from Gasol. And so Marc Gasol nails both of them. 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Hayward against Thomas. Howard kicks to Walker. Knocks down the 3 ball.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Lillard against Walker. Shot from the top of the key. And the basket by Lillard.
They're doing a lot of spectating there on D. But hey, it's the All-Star game.
Thomas is screen on Leonard. Got it up. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The scoring fast and furious as we...
Get ready for your East All-Star Dance.
A great event unfolding. 1 quarter of basketball already played. And welcome back, everyone, to this year's coverage of the NBA All-Star Game.
And, guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
Thomas in at small forward. Vucevic is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Walker in at the 1. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with.
A little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
James outside. Leonard with no one around. Good, and the assist goes to James. Leonard's got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
Thomas's shot is off.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
This all setting the pick for LeBron. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Anthony's checked in for Millsap, and Irving subbed in for Butler. Then for the West All-Stars, Harden comes in for Russell, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Lillard. And here's Walker. He has 6. And Thomas with the stop.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
A tight game here in New York. Walker against Westbrook. James takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And the shot is good. And it's 13 points for Freak.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range. You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Shot's good by Walker.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. And the rejection by James. Westbrook wide open. He fires. Nice open look, but it's no good. And here are the East All-Stars. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Down low, back to LeBron. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Getting ready for your East All-Star Dance Pack.
And some changes here for the East. Al Horford's checked in for Vucevic. And the first half comes. And we return to the NBA All-Star Game. One half is in the books, and the second half about to begin.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the temperature to start to rise here a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you there. I think we'll see a little less showmanship and a little more intensity from here on out.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Curry is out there with Harden. Then it's Durant. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Davis in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Curry. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Dropping bombs. How many more threes are we going to see from him tonight?
Well, we've already seen plenty. I mean, he's got more points from outside the arc than inside of it so far. All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
For the lead. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. They lead by 1. Shoots from the baseline. And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Thomas. Thomas got 4 assists now tonight. Harden against Irving. It's Harden with the drive. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
He's clobbered. He'll get 3 shots at the line.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Thomas. He has 9 rebounds, and he's sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
And the West All-Stars have possession, trailing by 4.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Now here's Thomas. 17 points in the game. Wall, that's good. Wall's got 9.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
There's a screen. Harden kicks to Davis. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one. And here are the East All-Stars now. A 2-point game. Wall dishes to Thomas. Anthony with the screen on Durant. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Misfires after coming off the pick. Anthony's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. LeBron passes to Curry. LeBron sets the screen for Curry. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. And Thomas, here we go. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Howard's checked in for Horford. Millsap comes in for Anthony. And Walker subbed in for John Wall. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Durant. Russell comes in for James Harden. And Lillard subbed in for Steph Curry. Here is Lillard. Kemba Walker getting his 3 to go.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg. The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
And Davis puts it in.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
Butler, he's checked in for Irving. Marc Gasol's checked in for the West. LeBron outside. But they get it back. Back to Lillard. Left side, Leonard. Goes back up. And it's the East with the rebound. Thomas got 11 rebounds in the game. Knocked loose. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And finished off by LeBron.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
Butler kicks to Walker. Thomas a screen. Walker dishes to Thomas. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. And it's now 22 points for Freak.
They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, defensively, you have got to close out and contest. Even if it opens up some driving lanes, you can't give up those looks that often. And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Drummond's checked in for the East. Monroe comes in for Paul Millsap. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Gordon Hayward's checked in for LeBron. And it's Moutier in for Russell.
East All-Star Dance Pack. One more time, give it up for your East All-Stars Dance Team.
1:15 left in the third quarter. And Thomas, here we go. Just his first attempt. And the rebound goes to the West All-Stars. Moutier kicks to Lillard. He feeds it to Gasol. Pass to Leonard. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night. And here are the East All-Stars now. Thomas passes to Drummond. Back to Thomas. 44 seconds left to play in the third. Drummond dishes to Walker. Nailed from three-point land. Walker's got 14 points for the game.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
And he gets the bucket. That's 7 points for Kawhi Leonard.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Thomas gets a wide open look and a miss there on the triple. Now here's Moutier. He's guarded by Thomas. West All-Stars shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game. And he can't get the first one.
At the line number 2.
And the second free throw, good.
Substitution on the
Horford sets a screen for Thomas to the inside. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
So Horford gets 2. Here is Durant. Lets it go with a 3. And that's not going to go. And that does it for the third quarter. We've been having a great time here. We hope. Thomas comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Walker subbed in for John Wall. Leonard, he's checked in for the West. Damian Lillard comes in for Steph Curry. Thomas in at the 3. Anthony out there with Horford. Then there's Irving. And it's Walker in at the 2-guard spot. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. Outside Irving. Down low. That's tipped. Durant with the steal. Right side Leonard. Fires from 14. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And it's a 6-point West All-Star lead. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the West All-Stars.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers. Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
And the West All-Stars have possession. 3-point lead. Davis sets a screen. Durant kicks to Davis. Out to the right wing. The shot by Lillard, wide open. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And the fans are so fired up after that triple that trimmed the lead at the other end. And now they are stunned.
Hey, Greg, guys, that shot changes the game. I mean, extending their lead and providing them a little more cushion, that's a double-edged sword there.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Thomas with another miss. Lillard, the pass to Harden. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Good job here in the second half. They're doing a really solid job of pounding that ball inside, and they're being intentional about it. And that's the way you succeed, getting that ball inside.
John Wall's checked in for the East. LeBron, he's checked in for the West.
Boy, he's having a monster fourth quarter here, making all but one of his 6 shots. He's been just what they needed when they needed it.
Got that one up quick. And it's 6 points for Anthony Davis.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Irving against Harden. No good from Irving.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Wall against Lillard. Inside, outside for Durant. They get it back on the wing, James. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. And now it's a 10-point West All-Star lead. 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Anthony. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on LeBron James.
Melo having a terrific game. He has 14 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Drummond's checked in for the East. Monroe comes in for Irving. And both free throws good for Anthony. Now here's Conley. Outside Gasol. Moutier kicks to Leonard. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Monroe.
Well, the comeback hopes are out the window now. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, it's a done deal. It's wrap time for this group. Kevin, a big guy with his quickness should be almost illegal. How can you guard that?
And they go to the intentional foul. Gets the first. That makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
No, not at all. Not a real chance of getting back in it at this point.
Greg, you think it's over?
Kevin, turn out the lights. This party's over.
It's a done deal. Forget about it.
It might be. From deep, Thomas. It's money from deep. And that's an intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Get ready for your East All-Star Dance Pass.
Here is Wall. Takes a 3. Outside for Thomas. Off target. So it's the West All-Stars picking up the win.
And it's impossible to know what's going to happen in these games. The talent on both sides is always so strong. But tonight, the West seemed a little more comfortable playing together as a unit, and that's what earned them the win.
You mentioned that all broadcast long, and sure enough, it came to fruition. That brings us to the conclusion of our All-Star coverage. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
The 2K Sports post-game show. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in the All-Star Game action now in the books. So let's take a look back at some of the footage from our All-Star Game MVP, Kevin Durant.
This was vintage Kevin Durant we saw tonight, fellas. Just tearing it up. He's got the most diverse set of skills out there from an offensive standpoint. There isn't anything he can't do. And defensively, he can do it as well. It's almost impossible to count all the ways Kevin Durant helps his team.
Well, he had fun out there. He also didn't shy away from putting on that flash and pizzazz to make the highlights. I thought he gave the fans a gutsy performance. All the celebrities stopped looking at me and started waving at him. We had a couple of good candidates, but he deserved it.
And that'll do it for this year's All-Star Game. Some splendid talent